I want to start off this video by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well while learning truth. 100% according to the Bible. Also want to say shalom to the Lord's elect, the 144,000 of men, prophets, servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you, Akwathium, which are you few sisters out there that are sincere your children. Shalom. And in today's video is going to be a World War III news update. And it's basically going to be building off of the latest news that you have taking place at this current moment. And you do got a lot of things that are happening. And, you know, things are actually heating up, which I'm actually allowed to show through this video that I'm allowed to play from WW3 of, you know, all of the things that you have going on over there in the so-called Middle East. You basically got, you know, the Israelis, right, those Amalekites over there, right along with the U.S., and you got China and other different countries basically telling their people to evacuate and to get out of certain areas over there in the Middle East. So, hey, you know, it's coming into the time where, hey, we don't know, but, hey, they're saying that America and Israel, you know, that they're preparing to, you know, strike Iran within the next 24 to 48 hours. So they say, you know, and we know that all of this is happening right around the time of them just having that so-called peace negotiation in Geneva that they had a few days ago, you know, when they were basically trying to get a, you know, deal with Iran with their nuclear program and everything of that nature. But from the articles that I've read, you know, Iran basically told America and Israel that they're not going to do away with their nuclear program. They're going to continue to keep enriching their uranium and continue to keep, you know, putting everything together so that they can get nuclear weapons. So, hey, you know, war is coming, man. That's just the truth of the matter. That's what Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is bringing. We are definitely living in that time and season, which I'm actually grabbing Ecclesiastes, right? The 3rd chapter, right? And I'll start at verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So everything, you know, happens in the earth in a season and a time that the Heavenly Father allows for these things to take place in. Right. And I'm going to go down to the 8th verse, which is the point. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Yeah, man. And we in a time of war, man. You see, that's why it's no coincidence. You got, you know, America and Israel and China telling their people to evacuate and to get out of those surrounding areas over there in the Middle East. Because, hey, these people know what's coming, man. Right. They know that war is coming. Right. And the men of the Lord, starting out with the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone, we've been warning you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians that we're living in a time of war and that ultimately the war of all wars is coming. Right. As it tells you in Revelations 11, which I'm going to bring that out, too. And I'm going to read verse 14. It said the second woe was past, talking about World War II had already occurred. And behold, the third woe coming quickly. And that's exactly what we see everything leading up to. World War III, which is going to happen, is all Bible prophecy. And that's what we're watching play out here in our eyes, man. We're watching Bible prophecy be manifested here, you know. So without further ado, I'm going to get straight into the video. And we're going to listen to what it is that, you know, WW3 is saying. You know, and this video is actually from an hour ago. So this is latest news. Like, this is news that just came out, you know. So we're going to allow it to play. And then I grab a few more scriptures, but, you know, hey, we are definitely living in those times of things heating up. And this is good, man. You know, it's good us seeing everything that's happening because that just goes to show you how close we are. Right. That's why in Romans, the 13th chapter in the 11th verse, it said that now knowing the time that it is high time to wake out of sleep for you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians, man. For our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. Hey, we're at the end, man. Right. Fair use, fair use. I'm not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only. Fair use.
This is WW7. We've got word today that the U.S. has begun evacuating embassy staff out of Israel while flights are still available here. And if you recall, they just pulled all these troops out of Erbil's base. They're making moves big time. And we even have the Chinese calling for an evacuation of citizens in Iran. They're saying leave now as soon as possible because of these tensions. So these are the moves that are made right before a strike goes down. And it seems like just that is about to happen. We did have one of our big warships had to dip off to the side because of an issue with the toiletries. Come to find out, we're hearing that crew members were actually shoving t-shirts into the toiletries to clog them up because they're so sick of being out at sea and don't want to go to war. That they caused it to happen.
Right, and you hear what it is he said. He basically said that you got America's military soldiers that are actually, stopping up the toilets so that they don't have to go to war. Because, these young American people, they don't really want to go to war, man. But at the end of the day, hey, it's coming. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to bring it forth, man. Right? Hey, it's going to happen, man, because all of these things that are playing out are prophecy. So, hey, war is coming, man. There's no stopping it. There's no trying to delay it. It's going to happen, man. Right? Because it's the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua,
That's from McGregor saying that is what went down. And so I guess they pulled off to the side. They pulled into port somewhere, and they were able to quickly get the shirts out and fix the problem. But it shows there's a mutiny, so to speak, from soldiers that have been out here for almost a year on the ship, and they're ready to go home or to get switched out or however it works there. They've been there longer than they're supposed to be. So the talk of war, they're not liking at all. And you can see a long line of aircraft here on the left making their way into the area. And you can see in Israel a whole bunch of our F-22s and other assets were sitting on the tarmac there, ready to go. So they arrived, they've been refueled, and they're ready to go at any time. So the evacuation's in motion for the time being, as long as flights are still available. As soon as they stop the flights, people are stuck in a potential war zone. And you don't want to be stuck in something like that. So all the signs are there. This could happen today, later this evening. They like to do things over the weekend and kick them off on Fridays as well. So we'll watch it. Join me for the live stream going live at 8 p.m.
Right, and we basically heard what it is he's saying. And yeah, man, like I just, said earlier, hey, we living in a time of war, man. That's what's coming. That's why they're doing all of these things. That's why they're telling their citizens to, evacuate and to get out of, those areas surrounding Iran, because they know what's coming, man. Right. And like I said, the men of the Lord, we've been warning you Israelites that, hey, what's coming, man, and that we're at the time of the end, man. You see that these final prophecies are about to start really speaking, because that's the time we're in, man, right? As it tells you in Ezekiel, the 12th chapter, which I'm going to bring that out because, Jake, and Eve, the majority of our people, they don't like to believe that we are in these times, man, right? Of things getting ready to heat up for the worst, man, right? But we're here, man. You see, all the signs are speaking of what time we're in, man. This is Ezekiel 12 and 21. And the word of the Lord came unto me saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Because that's what the majority of our people feel. When we tell them that we're at the end of the world, right, which that's going into the word world, meaning age, eon, which is talking about we're at the end of Esau's age, the so-called white man that's ruling the earth and wickedness. We tell our people that the Lord is getting ready to bring forward these final prophecies. World War III, the MOTB, Jacob's trouble heating up. We're telling our people that we're living in these times, but hey, in their mind, they don't believe these things will happen, right? That's why I'm going to read it again. It says, verse 22, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? The vision going into the prophecies, and hey, the majority of our people believe that they're going to fail. They don't believe these things are coming. They don't believe that we're living in a time of these events getting ready to happen, but we are. You see, like I said, the writing is on the wall. It's clear as day what's coming. You see, it said, verse 23, tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will make this proverb to cease. And that's what the Lord is about to do. You see, so all of you jakes out there that don't believe we're at the end and don't believe that, things are about to take a turn for the worse here in this earth. Hey, you people are about to be sadly mistaken real soon, man. You see, it says, tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. You see, that's where we at. We living in the times of the effect of every vision. We're in the time where all the prophecies are getting ready to manifest, right? Jacob's trouble getting ready to heat up. World War III getting ready to pop off. Sooner or later, the MOTB getting ready to be implemented because, all of this stuff is at the door. All of this stuff is around the corner. All of these things are about to be made known real soon, man. Right? So, I'm going to read verse 23 again. It says, tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand and the effect of every vision. So, hey, like I said, we're living in the time of every prophecy getting ready to unfold, man, here in these latter days, right? That's why it's important for us, brothers and sisters of the hopeful elect, to be watching, you see, paying attention, because, hey, like I just allowed to play from that video from WW3, you know, they're saying that America and Israel could attack Iran within the next 24 to 48 hours. And of course, we got to take these things with a grain of salt, because, of course, hey, we don't know when they're going to attack them, you know, and hey, they've been saying this stuff for the last few weeks. But then again, hey, we know we're in those times. So, hey, you got to constantly be watching and being observant, because, hey, you don't know. I mean, hey, they might do attack them and things might just heat up overnight, because we know the scriptures say, hey, suddenly these things are going to take place, man. So, hey, we definitely got to be, you know, watching in these times, man. And I'm going to grab a few precepts on that. This is 1 Peter chapter 4. And I started verse 7, right? It said, but the end of all things is at hand. And that's where we're at. We're in the time of the end of all things, man. The end of this age, right? The end of this world that's being ran in wickedness. The Lord is getting ready to bring this stuff to an end, right? But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober. We're sober going into, you know, watching, you know, paying attention, being circumspect, you know, watching the news, knowing what it is that's going around, happening around the world and things, you know, being in the, not being in the blind about what's occurring, you know, like the majority of our people, because the majority of Jake and Eve, they're in the blind, man. They don't have no idea what's coming on or what's getting ready to happen. You see, the majority of our people, their mind is on TikTok, Instagram, worrying about the holidays that are to come, Easter. Hey, these people are through, man, bugged out. They don't have no idea what's coming. These people have no idea that their reality real soon is about to change. They don't know that. Even though we're warning them that that's what's coming, they're not listening. That's why this stuff is going to take these people by surprise when it happens. You see, because they're not watching. You see? It says, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watching to prayer. And that's what we got to be doing in these times, watching as well as praying. Praying to the Lord to have mercy upon us with everything that we know that's getting ready to come. You see, because we're definitely going to need the mercy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua with everything we know that's coming, man. Because, hey, it's about to get crazy out here real soon, man. It's coming. You know, let me go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. I got to bring that up. And I started verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. And why is that? Because we know what time we're in. We're watching, right? We're being circumspect. We're being occupied in prophecies, right? It says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night, unexpected, right? For when they shall say peace and safety, and that's what you've been having, you know, Israel, America and Iran been talking about for the last few weeks, you know, coming together with a peace deal and all of that. But every time they have these peace talks or negotiations on trying to get a deal, guess what? It always fails, because that ain't the will of the Lord, man. Ain't no peace coming to this earth, man. Ain't no peace to the wicked, saith the Lord, man. Right? So ain't no peace coming, man. Only thing that's coming is destruction, war, calamities. That's what the Lord is getting ready to bring to this earth, you know. It said, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, right? Sudden is something happening when you least expect it. Something happened. And like I said, when these things happen, it's going to catch a lot of these people off guard, right? The majority of our people right along with these heathens, because they're just going about their everyday life, living life like it's normal, like everything is just love and kisses and sparkles. Hey, these people's world is getting ready to be turned upside down, man, for the better, you know? And Lord knows we can't wait till it happens, man, till the Lord really just start heating stuff up, man, out here, man. You know, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, right? Cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that's what's coming, destruction, man, right? And it's coming suddenly, right? Things are going to heat up suddenly. Things are going to, you know, take place when people least expect it, man. It's going to catch these people off guard. But ye brethren are not in darkness, right? Us hopeful like brothers and sisters, that day should overtake you as a thief. And why is it not going to take us as a thief? Because we're watching. We're paying attention. We see what's going on, right? We're keeping up with the latest news. We see what's going on behind the scenes, what these devils are putting in place. You see, we're not consumed with the cares and the affairs of our lives like the majority of these people, right? So we ain't going to get taken as a thief, right? Lord's willing. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness, right? Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, because the rest of these people, the majority of them, they're asleep, right? Through. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. And like I said, that's the spirit we got to constantly be in this time, man. Watching, right? Praying, you know, because we know what's coming, man, right? Because it's definitely close. So with that being said, Lord's willing, I pray this video be edifying. I'm not going to make it nothing long, just a quick hit. building off of that video that I showed from Dabu. So things are definitely heating up, man. So, like I said, we just got to continue to watch, be sober and praying, man, because, hey, it's only a matter of time, man, So with that being said, to the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the Lord's elect. And I'm going to end the lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of GMS while I learn the truth 100% according to the Bible. To the next time, Kwam Yasharala and Shalom to the elect. Shalom.